think it may have launched a new one. So, let's see. Yeah.
Just like people don't know.
Yep, I'm going to have to drop the new link here. And I should probably end. Well, I won't end it quite yet.
Yeah, don't end it. Put the link in. Hurry up.
I'm going. There's already new people in the new one. I'm just going to keep spamming this for a second. That ought to get my point across. All right, so, yep, just bear with us for just a second here. We're readjusting. Honestly, man, we made it deep into the 7th round before our first technical issue. I'm not even that mad about it. Obviously, would have preferred to get all the way through, but we did just have some really exciting picks. Yep, I'm just opening up the new draft room here. So, oh, that's the old one. Come on. Well, I just can't see the chat for a second. I got it right here though. All right, I'll just pull it up on Streamlabs. Okay. So yeah, Colton Dowell. Let's just like slowly catch up to live so we can get through the analysis. So just keep Colton Dowell up for now. I know, but it'll slow down. It'll slow down in a second and we can catch up. Yeah, so Colton Dowell, as I was saying, this guy's a freak athlete. He produced at Tennessee Martin. He put up 1,000 yards. I was tweeting about this guy. I was like, I don't know if this guy's any good, but he's a freak. He's a local guy. I love the process. Just take an absolute specimen at the wide receiver position that did produce. Local guy. He's going to be fired up. So he's going to be a fan favorite. He's kind of like a Jeff Janis type for the Packers a long time ago where, you know, I could see him making plays in camp and people getting excited. There's that. And then, yeah, Andrew Vorhees went to Baltimore. We were just talking about Baltimore not really making any wow picks. He's a guard out of USC. And I mean, that's a total steal. To me, Andrew Vorhees is going to be a starting guard for the Baltimore Ravens for probably 3 years. You know, this is what the Ravens do, right? They're so good at this position group. He's a really good football player. He fits their system. If he didn't tear his ACL at the Combine, he's almost a lock for a day 2 pick. Really good tape. This guy put up. This is what's so badass about this guy. Not only is he a mauler in the trenches, right up there with like Osiris Torrance for the best run blockers in this class, but he tore his ACL and then said, hold on, before you take me to the hospital, let me do the bench press. And he put up 40 reps. So this guy is a freaking badass. He's going to be older. By the time he's able to play, you're getting nothing from him, but you can stash him on the IR. And I think you're getting a starter. Like, that's a clean path for you. You get maybe one more year from the veteran right guard they've got. Not Yonda. Wisconsin guy. What's his name? It's driving me nuts. He's a good player, but he's old. Got to figure this out or it's just going to bother me. Kevin Zeitler. Kevin Zeitler is like got to be 33 at this point. 33. Yeah. So this is perfect. He's your Kevin Zeitler replacement next year. Fantastic. Then we got the Bills take Nick Broker. He's a depth piece. He could be a swing tackle someday. He's a good run blocker. He's a good athlete, but just he couldn't really hold up very consistently in pass protection. I didn't see much of a starter there. So it's, he's not a horrible pick for a 7th round pick, but he's not Andrew Vorhees in the 7th round, that's for sure. And then Nesta, Jade, Silvera just went. Also, I really do apologize if we missed out on any super chats from when the stream crashed. It might be possible if things slow down to go back and double check that. But Nesta, Jade, Silvera is kind of a developmental athlete. He has some splash plays into the backfield. He's a big dude. Like it. Fine pick. I would have gone Moro Ojomo, and I don't get why he's still falling here. Maybe there's off-field there with him that we don't know about. But Silvera, I think, could carve out a piece in a rotation. He's got some physical talent. He's a really high-energy guy. From Bruin, though, we do have a super chat. Do I think Corey Bentley from Arizona State is a draftable prospect? He went to high school with me. I'm hoping he slips into the 7th round. I have no idea. I have no idea who that is. He wasn't on my radar, so I'm not going to say he isn't a draftable prospect, but he certainly wasn't in front of me from the players I got to look at. Maybe he's on one of these watch lists. What position is he, Bruin?
Packers on the clock here.
Yeah, Packers on the clock. There's still some good picks to be made. Yeah, Corey Trice, good call. He's still there. Packers need some defense.
They redeemed themselves slightly.
Yeah, man. They have completely ignored defensive back. There are good D-backs to be picked.
Who would be your pick?
I would pick Corey Trice. I mean, I had a 3rd round grade on the guy. But I think Star Thomas as a slot corner, still there. Safety is a big need, so you could go Brandon Joseph out of Notre Dame. Ooh, Carrington Valentine. All right, there we go. That was probably the next name I would have said if I kept looking. I love this pick. He was on my guys list. So Carrington Valentine, complete moldable ball of clay. He's a true junior, declaring out of the SEC. He's got length. He's just under 6 feet tall.
Under 5 feet tall.
Just under 5 feet. But a 4.44 40, 39-inch vertical jump, 128-inch broad jump. This is your draft and develop corner. Honestly, I have a 4th to a 5th round grade on him. It's kind of a steal. It really is.
You're saying the Packers did something?
No, they didn't redeem themselves. They still left way too much value on the table, and they still didn't get a safety, but it is a good pick. And he's very raw. Like, he's got to learn how to play football, but the process is good.
Coming up in the next 10.
Yep. Yeah,
they redeemed themselves. There's no question.
They got a lot of work to do. But picks like that could redeem it. I'd still love to see him take another receiver, man. That Dontavian Wicks pick I don't like it. Like, I'd love to see like a Raheem Jarrett, Mitchell Tinsley. A lot of these guys are kind of gone at this point. Teddy, We're getting towards the end of the draft. You wanna join? I think I'm gonna take a real quick break and run to the restroom real quick for this home stretch. Give me 80 seconds here. This show is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy, the easiest place to play fantasy football. The moment this draft is complete, Best Ball Mania 4 goes live, and it is the biggest fantasy football competition of all time. Not even kidding. It's only $25 to enter for your shot at $15 million in total prizes and a first place prize of $3 million. You won't want to miss out on this action. The best part is, because it's best ball format, all you have to do is draft your teams, which you can do at home on your phone thanks to the amazing Underdog app. In Best Ball Mania, you join the tournament, draft your team as you would in any normal fantasy football league, and your lineup is locked in once the draft is complete. No waivers, no trades. That's right, it is set it and forget it until it's time to collect your cash. Underdog automatically optimizes your lineup weekly to create the highest scoring option. What are you waiting for? Get signed up at UnderdogFantasy.com or via the App Store with promo code TFG. And Underdog will double your first deposit up to $100. That's Underdog Fantasy, promo code TFG for your shot at $15 million inside Best Ball Mania 4. This show is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy, the easiest place to play fantasy football. The moment this draft is complete, Best Ball Mania 4 goes live, and it is the biggest fantasy football competition of all time. All right, we are back. We got Andre Jones out of Louisiana to Washington. So Andre Jones, excuse me. Oh, is he going to throw up on me? You all right?
Just burped.
He's like burping, yeah. Were you having... What's going on here, buddy? You all right? It's like... Oh, you got the hiccups. That's adorable. I don't think I've ever seen him have the hiccups.
Poor guy.
Did I pick you up too quick or something? Oh, you don't like the hiccups. All right. Andre Jones. He's a little confused. I'm just going to set him.
Here, give him to me.
Okay.
Give me a time. Do you not
He's
know
like,
what
this
the
is a
hiccups are?
this is a new sensation. Andre Jones was the very last player on my edge board, which at this point is like not even that crazy because we've had, he's the 43rd ranked edge, but we've had like 35 of these guys get drafted. So I did have a priority grade on him. So not the end of the world to take him in the 7th. But yes. Decent athletic profile. But he pulled up, I think, with a hamstring in his 40, which put a little fog of war on like how explosive is this guy. He's going to turn 25 this year. He kind of lacks power, but he's a versatile pass rusher. He's a good run defender. Played more on-ball linebacker, so he's going to have to learn to put his hand in the dirt a little bit more, but got some quickness, showed some speed. Like, that's the thing. He's a little bit more of a speed rusher, but wasn't able to finish his 40. So it just kind of hurt his projection a little bit. But obviously, if they have maybe confirmation that he's a better athlete than I have perceived, there could be something there. So, it's fine. We'll see what he can do. Any overall thoughts on the location of the QBs outside the first round The only real surprise to me was Tanner McKee going so late among that group. But I really like the landing spot for Stetson Bennett to the Rams. I think he's going to get an opportunity to play because I think that Stafford injury is I don't know if I can say it's worse than we think. I think we think it's pretty bad, but I just don't know if he's going to be able to get through the year. It's just so insane to me that the Rams literally, they went all in and then just completely burned out. Like, I'd be making calls about Cooper Kupp and Aaron Donald. James Droz to announce the Chiefs pick. I have no idea who that is. I'm not very good with like pop culture, if that's a pop culture person. Do you know who James Droz is?
If you don't know, I don't know. This is a long break here.
Very long break. I hope they come back and just rattle off some picks. Oh, he's a TikTok sensation. What? Did I say that like I was gonna say something bad? Oh, he's the what happened guy.
I don't know.
Is he gonna do it when he announces the pick? Or is he gonna say, Brian Gutekunst, Sean Clifford, what happened? That was probably a really bad impression. I've seen it like one time.
Oh, this was the Run Rich Run thing.
Yeah.
Supporting a very good cause, so we'll
allow it.
We'll allow it.
What did he score? He's growing out a beard. I wonder if that slowed down his time. I'm always impressed. Like, he actually puts up like decent scores, all things considered.
You're at a 6.
6 flat? Yeah, I mean that's not bad. I don't think I could run a 6.
Way better than I could run.
Ooh, good pick by the Rams. So Jason Taylor, he can cover. Really good athlete, really good, coverage ability in his time at Oklahoma State. Problem is, he, more than maybe any player in this class, just didn't act like he gave a damn about the run. He would, the ball would be snapped. He'd kind of take those first couple steps in. And if it was a handoff, he really was just a lot of times indifferent. He took really bad angles. He missed tackles. They got to teach this guy how to play the run. But I'd much rather teach a safety how to play the run than teach him how to cover, because he's a productive safety back there. Really good athletic ability. He was my number 12 safety. Definitely up there. Good ball production. He ran a 4.50, 43-inch vertical jump. Really good, first step. He broke up 14 passes and intercepted 10 balls over his last 2 seasons. That's really impressive for a safety. Packers take Lou Nichols out of Central Michigan. I didn't quite get around to watching him. Honestly, but I know Dan Brugler liked him. He had a massive 2021 season with 1,848 yards, 16 touchdowns, 40 receptions, 338 receiving yards in 2021, but wasn't quite as good in 2022, and he missed 3 games. So declares as a redshirt junior. So there really might be something there. He wasn't able to test. So we don't have athletic testing. There's a little bit of fog of war there, but he did have 37-inch vertical jump and 22 bench press reps. So we'll see. Good size, 5'10", 220. I kind of like it. If I would have been able to watch him, I might have even had a pretty good grade on him as a sleeper, but I didn't get around to him, unfortunately. But the Colts are back at it with the RAS guys. They take Jake Witt out of what is it? Eastern Michigan, was it? Northern Michigan. Dare I say steal? I don't know. I had a day 3 grade on him. I love it though. Stick with the program here. Jake Witt, let me read his bio. Very fascinating. Witt went to Michigan Tech as a basketball player. Didn't work out. Transferred to Northern Michigan just to be a full-time student. And then he joined the football team in 2020 as a walk-on just before the season got canceled for COVID. He was brought in as a tight end in 2021 before moving to offensive line at the end of the season. So 2022 is his first year getting up to 300 pounds and playing offensive tackle, in which he made second team all-conference in 2022 as his first year ever playing offensive tackle. So his athletic tools are unbelievable. Like, he is kind of a physical clone of Brian O'Neill, who's a converted tight end. He's just entirely raw, and he's already, 23, 24 years old. But he's a classic draft and develop pick. And then the Seahawks take Kenny McIntosh. I love it, man. It's a great fit. They let it's not going to come to me. The old Miami back, not DJ Dallas, but they let him go. Great pass protector, good guy catching balls out of the backfield. Kenny McIntosh, very much James White-esque for those that remember him. Smooth receiving back, didn't drop a single pass in his time at Georgia, where he had crazy production. He had a whole bunch of passes. So I love it. I love the Seahawks pick. And then the Dolphins just took Ryan Hayes, who we were talking about. I'm fine with it at this point. I'm really worried about his pass protection. He's not your savior on the offensive line, but he is a good run blocker. If you get a guy that goes down, he's got tackle experience, can play guard. He can be kind of that 6th man of the year type. And in that system, I think you can protect his pass protecting a little bit because it's so much play action, getting these guys on the move. So I like the Ryan Hayes pick for the Dolphins. But on Kenny McIntosh, he had 75 reception, 42 in 2022, 0 drops on 75 receptions. That's really impressive. Not the best runner of the football, not a great athlete. In fact, I think he ran like a 4.7, 4.66, 4.62. He's not the most dynamic player, but he does remind me of like a bigger James White, who was a 7th round pick, maybe even undrafted by the Patriots. And I think he's a good role player for Seattle. Are his hiccups done?
Yeah, his hiccups.
Oh, hi, Teddy.
He's got to finish the last 15 here.
Yeah.
19. 15. Well, Max Duggan is flying in here.
Max Duggan off the board. Good for you, Max.
Tell us about him.
Went to the national championship. Ran a 4.52. It's about the extent of good things I have to say about him as a quarterback. He's an athlete. You can get him design runs. Like, man, watching the Quentin Johnston tape, I was so frustrated by Max Duggan. I get it. He's like a fan favorite type. You love a good athlete at quarterback. You love a guy that is tough and can win games in a spread system like that. But I honestly think he hurt Quentin Johnston's draft status. There's so many deep ball passes that just flew out of bounds. Such a sporadic, wild deep ball thrower. And then he goes and throws at the combine, and it was the same deal, just confirming what you saw on tape. Like, dude, you can't throw an accurate ball at the combine. That's where you're supposed to check boxes that you can throw the good deep ball. Like, even Stetson Bennett was throwing dimes at the combine, dude. Like, I think he's an XFL quarterback, which is, it's not the biggest insult. It's just I don't think he has the arm talent in terms of not just like, it's not that he's got a weak arm, but he's just so inaccurate. He's a one-read quarterback. If his team didn't go to the, even if if the college football committee picked Alabama to go instead of TCU, I don't think Max Duggan gets drafted here. But good for him.
Somebody is asking you to link your Instagram. I can do that. But can you just say it on the chat?
Yeah,
Whitman
it's
_Marcus.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's Whitman_Marcus. I actually can't type in this chat.
I did it.
Okay.
Just
Yeah.
Feel free if we missed it.
Yeah, if I missed your if when the stream crashed, if we missed your super chats, please do send a DM there and we'll check the Instagram DMs. You want to go Teddy Cam for a little bit? 19 picks left, guys. We're getting there. We are getting there. You got the rest of that? I guess I still have this. I was gonna say you got the rest of that Jaeger,
Yeah.
or I think it's a pretty. If you want to put half of it in our little cactus shot glass. Yeah, dude, the Chargers did take a lot of TCU guys, didn't they? At least your Quentin Johnston. I didn't even think about that. Quentin Johnston's going to be like, damn it. I thought I was free of Max Duggan. Hey, Derek Parish. Good for you. Got to see Derek Parish up close and personal at the Shrine Bowl. Really fun dude. Confectious energy. He's a 6 foot, 240 pound guy that played edge at Houston. I think he played 5 snaps as a fullback at Houston. I didn't even watch those snaps to see how he did, but he's declaring as a fullback, and he's going to learn a new position. It might take him some time to be actually good as a fullback, but he's a culture. He's a locker room glue guy, and potentially could actually be a pretty damn good fullback. He's a good athlete. He's just really undersized for defensive ends. So, I like it. If you think you need a fullback, he's the kind of guy that you bet on to figure it out. One of those guys that clearly is I will do whatever it takes to make it in the NFL, even if it's playing a position I've never played in my life.
Yeah, I haven't seen a player that's listed as 2 positions before.
Yeah. There's one player for the Baltimore Ravens have their fullback.
Andrew, don't give me sass. That's what NFL Network said,
What? What did you?
He said, what? DL/running back?
Yeah, that is what the NFL Network said.
That's what they say.
Cheesehead Joey, Packers day 3 was absolutely freaking terrible. Complete wasted value down the entire board, basically until Carl Brooks wasn't bad. Valentine wasn't bad. They saved it a little bit. Oh my God, Corey Trice to the Steelers. What a damn draft the Pittsburgh Steelers have had. That's a 3rd round player in the 7th round after sniping value all day. My God, Pittsburgh. Amir Khan or Tony Khan? No, Tony Khan is the Jags owner. Shad Khan? What's the new Steelers GM's name, guys? It's escaping me here. But yeah, Corey Trice is really athletic. He's 6'3", had a bunch of picks in college. He's not the most Omar Khan. Thank you, Mike. He's not the most complete corner, man to man. I think they're going to have to coach some things up. And even as a scheme fit, I don't necessarily love him in Pittsburgh, to be honest. But dude, as a 7th round pick, that is just, you got to just take the guy. Complete steal. Pittsburgh, Indianapolis are going to be hearing it from me in the best of ways when we get to these draft grades recaps.
Chris's next. I got your little cactus there.
All right. I don't know if I'm going to shoot this whole Jaeger shot, but let's wait and see what this pick is.
That's what I'm saying. All right, I'm going to check your Instagram to see.
Give us a little Brandon Joseph here, Green Bay. Take a damn safety. You need one.
Okay. You have from Nathan Duran. Hey, I did the super chat about Bethley. You asked his position. He's a DB, mostly played safety. Had a good senior year at Hawaii before transferring to ASU.
Gotcha. All right. So I don't have him in with my safeties or in with my corners. And yeah, I don't have him in with my safeties either. So sorry, Bethley was not on my radar, but we got 17 picks left. Let's see if your boy's name comes off the board. I will say, sometimes for these 7th round picks, it's actually beneficial to go undrafted, where you can find the right spot. It sounds weird, but sometimes these guys, like, they're just not. Oh, let's go. Chris Collinsworth's number 1 safety in the NFL draft goes to the Green Bay Packers in the 7th round. I love it, you guys. Very good value at this point. Anthony Johnson was a part of my safeties list. He is my 16th safety with a day 3 grade. And, if you flipped around a couple of these picks, I can get behind it much more. So, if you're tired of me talking about converted slot corners playing hybrid safety systems, I apologize. But if you haven't figured out yet that it's a real thing, there are certain teams in this league that love quarters coverages. And unfortunately, the Green Bay Packers did not fire their defensive coordinator, and they will continue to run a lot of quarters coverages. But you take a guy like Anthony Johnson, who played outside corner for 4 years. He played slot corner for 1 year, had a really good year for Iowa State, and now is going to play hybrid split safety. That is your so many guys have made that transition in that system. He could be a day 1 starter for Green Bay. Like, their safety room is that bad. Also, don't quote me on the Chris Collinsworth number 1 pick thing. Number 1 safety in the draft. I just heard that as I was falling asleep last night. Maybe I was like, maybe I whispered it to, or yeah, maybe Anna whispered it to me. I don't know. I swear I heard Sam Monson say that, though, on their round 1 recap show, that Chris Collinsworth loves Anthony Johnson. And in this safety class, if you think Brian Branch is a corner, I don't think it's like the most insane thing I've ever heard. It's a really bad safety class, but
I like to whisper hot takes to you as you fall asleep.
Oh my God. Here's a little Jaeger for Anthony Johnson. I don't know if I've ever taken a full shot of Jägermeister before.
Yum yum.
It's not bad. It tastes like gasoline.
Okay, another super chat from Instagram that we missed.
Got
From Shadrach Abaki.
Shadrach, welcome back.
What do you think Gootsey's and Clifford?
I genuinely don't know. Like, seriously, I think it's that bad of a pick. He's athletic, he's got a strong arm, and he beat out Will Levis 4 years ago. That's all I got. Like, seriously, I will be stunned if he makes the team. I just don't see a good quarterback there. I really hope I'm wrong, but
Evan Ducanti says I whisper to you. Andy Dalton is top 5.
Is that why I've been defending Andy Dalton these last 3 years so much? All right, we got Jordan Riley, D tackle out of Oregon. I do not believe I got to him. Was not on the watch list either, so we're going to have to default this one to his testing numbers once this updates here. Let's see. How'd this guy do?
Some people are saying wrong Anthony Johnson. It's the Virginia corner.
Well, they're different. It's Anthony Johnson and Antonio Johnson.
Did I put the wrong person?
Did you?
I don't know.
I don't know who you put. I mean, maybe I heard Collinsworth's number one safety was Antonio Johnson, which would be a much less of a hot take. I don't know what. I don't know. Wait. Hold on. They didn't take the Iowa State corner. They took the Virginia corner?
Yes.
No! I was so happy. Oh, damn it. So they really took the Virginia corner instead of Iowa State Anthony Johnson? Which one was it? Oh, man. That's so damn disappointing. I was so excited. That sucks. We're all over the place. I don't know if Collinsworth liked Iowa State Anthony Johnson. Look, what I wrote on Anthony Johnson is like there's a world where this guy is Rasul Douglas. I liked his tape. He ran like a 4.6. He couldn't keep up with anybody at the Senior Bowl. So like maybe they view him as a safety, and I could get behind that as well. I think he's a smart football player, and I don't entirely hate it. But Anthony Johnson out of Iowa State would have been such a better pick. Yeah, Brian Gutekunst is trolling me. That is actually really funny.
They wrote down the wrong college. I was going to say, I don't think I wrote the wrong thing.
So someone's screwing up.
ESPN says Iowa State.
It just would make so much more sense.
NFL has Virginia.
Oh my God. So who did they take? Because both would be rational decisions. Like Anthony Johnson, the Virginia corner, is still a somewhat draftable player. I didn't think he was horrible. I enjoyed watching his tape. Kind of like what I said about Jalen Jones, just not quite as good. This is hilarious, dude. Okay. Chat is just trolling us. They got us. Good work, you guys.
Did they?
No, because... No, chat's not just trolling us. NFL Network did have Virginia, because I was just looking at it when I confirmed it. It just updated to Iowa State on NFL Network. All right, you guys. We should have saved the shot, because...
Confirm it was the person from Iowa State.
Confirmed. Packers. Good pick. Anthony Johnson, Iowa State safety. Now we just need to find out if Chris Collinsworth loved that dude or if I dreamt that as I fell asleep last night. Anyway, we didn't even talk about Jordan Riley. There's not a ton to say. I didn't watch him. I was going to pull up his testing numbers as we make the transition, but We'll revisit that when we get to our draft grades video. I'm sure he's athletic. He's either really big or athletic would be my guess. Cowboys take Jalen Brooks out of South Carolina. Let's see. I don't remember watching him. Yep, not on my radar really at all. Let me pull up the Brugler. Let's check out these last. Oh, we did just get a Patriots pick. They're flying now. But I am curious if Jalen Brooks is a freaky athlete or what. Sorry, can I just type this for a second? All right, you can take control now. So Jalen Brooks, for what it's worth, is the first receiver that shows up on Dane Brugler's, he does a best of he has 56 receivers in his database. I have 54 that I watched. He has a best of the rest category, and Jalen Brooks is the number one best of the rest. So I didn't get around to watching him, but he's full-sized guy, 6'1", 201, 4.57, 40-yard dash. 34-inch arms, though, so that's a pretty big catch radius. South Carolina didn't really have the best passing game until they made the quarterback change to Spencer Rattler. So we'll see if he makes the team, and we can evaluate him from there. But yeah, I didn't get to Jalen Brooks, and then who did the Patriots just draft? Isaiah Bolden. Do you remember the school on Bolden?
It didn't have a school.
Didn't have a school. Let's see if we can figure that out from the draft guide here. Isaiah Bolden. I don't know if I spelled Isaiah. Okay. Jackson State. So he's a 6'2 corner. Ran a 4.33. Oh, he's a safety. Safety out of Jackson. Oh, okay. I did have him. I just was looking at my cornerbacks. So, yep. Jackson State guy ran a 4.33. So the Patriots are literally just adding speed. They took the corner from Michigan State, named Speed, that ran a 4.33, and then they take Isaiah Bolden, who ran a 4.33. Probably viewed as special teamers, and then if they can coach anything out of them, that's great. But honestly, not a bad process. Take guys that can fly down the field and hit. And then DJ Ivy to the...
Get the grade on Isaiah Bolden.
Oh, I like it. I like the process. Draft speed late.
All right. Now, DJ Ivy.
DJ Ivy, also on the watch list for cornerbacks. 6 foot, 190 pounds, ran a 4.46. 39-inch vertical jump, 126-inch broad jump. Very good numbers. Long and fast corner with 4 years of starting experience at Miami. However, lacks ball production and coverage consistency, but the tools are there. So, developmental piece, special teamer. Pretty...
A super chat.
Okay.
He had missed from Rufus, Miss Rock.
Okay.
He says, what do you think about the Giants draft so far?
What do I think about the Giants draft so far? I mean, dude, especially those first couple of picks, incredible. You get Deonte Banks and John Michael Schmitz. I mean, I don't even really care what you do after that. I mean, those are two huge my guys. I'm really excited for the Giants. I can't recall like every single pick they've made. I'm just trying to think at the top of my head. I feel like they haven't had a ton of... Oh, they took Jalen Hyatt. I like how he projects into the future as a starter potentially. Probably won't play this year, but yeah, I think the Giants have crushed it for a second year in a row. I think the Giants have done a better job on day 2 this year than they did last year. That Jaeger shot was trouble.
Good thing it's almost done.
Yeah. Like I noticeably. Like, just my ability to, like, read and everything noticeably was just,
I think it's probably also because you've been talking.
Yeah, it's a lot of fatigue.
6 hours straight.
This is draft.
6 hours straight?
My alcohol tolerance is down because of the fatigue. How about them Chiefs? What's up, my dude? Good to see ya. Chiefs having a good draft, you think? We were on his channel for an interview earlier this year. Everybody go check out How About Them Chiefs on YouTube. I was not a fan of the Rashee Rice pick, dude. Was not a fan. I think it was a huge reach. But Mahomes will probably turn him into a good player anyway. Thanks for stopping by. Okay, Braden Willis to the Niners. Honestly, I like this. Willis makes more sense for me on the Niners than Cam Latu does in the 3rd round. I think Willis is a really good blocker. He's just not like a very athletic player. He's not a super functional receiving option. But for what they need as a blocker for their 12 personnel, 13 personnel, like I like the fit. So good pick there. And then Brandon Hill for the Texans.
Willis. Oh, sorry.
That's all right. I love this pick. Brandon Hill is a super athletic dude. His tape's not bad. And you're putting him in a spot where you have several. So Brandon Hill played mostly slot corner for Pittsburgh, but he's going to be a safety at the next level, I think. He could be a slot guy, but you're going to a spot where you have both of the safeties now, Jalen Petrie in year 2, going through the same process of learning how to convert his game from a slot corner in college to playing more of a safety in D'Amico Ryan's defense. And one of the best to do it in the last few years in Jimmy Ward, making that move from slot corner to safety. He's been awesome. So Brandon Hill comes in, almost an identical skill set to those two players who are really good players. And he comes in out of Pittsburgh, with crazy measurables. He ran a 4.43, 1.46 10-yard split. So this guy can get moving quick. Good ball production, incredible agility scores, can really just move all over the field. And I will not be surprised if in the 2025 season, if they let Jimmy Ward go and Brandon Hill takes over as the safety. Like, he has the tools to do it. I think his tape's pretty good. I definitely had a good draftable grade on Brandon Hill. So I love that pick for the Texans.
We have a couple super chats.
Teddy Cam hype. Come on, Teddy, we're almost done. We're almost done, buddy. He's been done.
Give him a treat.
You want a treat?
And your other super chat is, do you think Duggan can beat Easton Stick for QB3?
No.
Well.
Yeah, I mean, Easton Stick to me was a better passer at North Dakota State. He's been in the system longer, although it's a new system with a new quarterback coming in, new coach coming in. I mean, either way, you're talking about guys with really good athleticism that kind of lack arm talent. I just am not oh my God, the Eagles. What the hell? This is insane. Dude, Howie is just unreal at this. I like the Eagles, and I'm still just like, how do we let these guys get away with it? But no, to finish your super chat question, Duggan to me is just very limited as a passer. I'd be very surprised if he makes it, if he beats out Easton Stick. He's got a chance. He's younger, so we'll see. It's definitely not the end of the world spending a 7th round pick on a potential backup quarterback, but I just didn't see it with him. But Moro Ojomo, you guys, is such a sound player. I really thought 4th, 5th round he was a lock. He's a little bit undersized. He's 291 pounds for a defensive tackle, which is lighter, but 34.5-inch arms, which is excellent arm length for a defensive tackle. He's quick. He's not a great pass rusher, but he's effective at his level. Like, at the end of the day, he is an awesome run defender. He just stunts his hands inside. He controls his guy. As a 4th defensive tackle for the Philadelphia Eagles, a early down run defender in the 7th round, like, you're getting a guy that he is a functional NFL player that is going to be very effective at how you use him. And it's not like he's some tweener or you don't really have a clear-cut role. Like, no, he's going to play 4 or 5 snaps a game. Eventually, this defensive line is going to thin out a little bit, and he might get up to 10 or 12 snaps a game. But he's a really effective 3-technique defending the run. Limited in his role. I don't think he's going to show too much development as a pass rusher. He might, but very good in the role you can ask him to play.
We have another super chat from Jelly Raymond. How is Clemson wide receiver
Nope, don't read it. Don't read it.
Oh my gosh. I'm so glad I stopped. Goodness gracious.
So funny, Jelly. You almost got us. You thought we were going to ignore you entirely, didn't you?
And Nancy says, what are your thoughts on Xavier Scott out of Maine?
I did not get to Xavier Scott out of Maine. I apologize. I don't think I did. What position does Xavier Scott play? Maybe he's on one of my watch lists. Jelly is apologizing. Sorry, Miss Franchise Guy.
You guys are trouble.
It's harmless. It's 7th round. He almost got us. Man. Demonetized. All right. Man, we've made it. There's only 10 picks left.
I think this man might have Down syndrome.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Fired up.
My heart is just
Fired up.
bursting.
Let's go, Chiefs. Let's give them something to cheer about.
Oh my gosh. Can you imagine if Adam got to do this?
Oh my gosh. Nic Jones, Ball State. I think I watched Nic Jones. Because when Andre Jones got drafted, when we took that break, you said Andre Jones was drafted, and I was like, is that the Ball State guy? So this is who we were thinking about then. So a little bit smaller, 5'11", 190. Got a priority free agent grade on him. But balanced overall player. Jones has a balanced skill set to play inside and out. Flashed good, technically sound football in his 4th season, but does have a little bit of a Jag profile as just a guy with a lack of high-end college production and a lower level of competition and just a solid athletic profile. He is still young, however. He enrolled as a 17-year-old freshman and is still getting better year by year. So if a team falls in love with his character, he might be possible. He might be draftable. But it might be tough in a deep cornerback class is what I wrote. So smart player. Probably someone they view as a slot guy. If they really like his eye for the game, they could definitely use another guy in that secondary. So who am I to question Brett Veach? Steelers take Spencer Anderson out of Maryland. I did not eval Spencer Anderson. Is on my watch list, however. He's played all around the offensive line for Maryland. He's played right tackle, center, right guard. Should be able to compete for swing work. Decent, kind of balanced athletic profile. So, Steelers have a good eye for day 3 offensive linemen. I think I like the idea of taking a guy with positional flexibility at this point because you're not going to really find a lot of starters, but if you can find a guy who's a solid backup at all 5 positions, a guy that's played tackle, center, and guard, like that's super valuable.
You have a super chat?
James, thank you for the super chat. Bengals fan. Houday, baby. I laugh every time I hear Houday. We were in Vegas and we were walking through the, what do they call that? The food.
No, we were walking through a casino.
Okay, we were in the casino and the Bengals were playing. It was the playoffs. And this Bengals fan.
I had a Bengals jersey on.
She had a Bengals jersey on. And this Bengals fan just screams like in her face, like right behind her. So we didn't even see him coming. Like Houday, like real quick. And Anna just yells at the top, like into this whole casino. And I'm like, what? And this guy was like, Sorry. Oh my God. So good. But we got some more super chats from Peyton. This Colts draft has rekindled my love for Chris Ballard. Love it, man. Yeah, they have crushed it. I'm really excited to redo my draft grades on the Colts. Wade, Jalen Duncan did get drafted. He went to Buffalo? Tennessee, I think, took Jalen Duncan. The tackle out of Maryland, right?
I think I missed Alex Austin.
Okay, yeah. Oregon State corner went to Buffalo?
To Buffalo, yeah, I'll put him up.
I'm a little bit surprised that Austin got drafted before Rajon Wright, and I think a lot of Oregon State fans will be too. Both these guys are very similar. I just thought Rajon was much better. Alex Austin, 6'1", is declaring as a redshirt junior. Definitely fits their system. Oregon State ran a lot of the hybrid. Say hybrid. It's quarters, it's hybrid, it's Fangio, whatever you want to say. They ran a lot of quarters coverages, and both Austin and Rajon Wright played well in those systems. Both guys are kind of tall, stiffer corners, and had decent ball production. Not the fastest guys, but I think he'll have an understanding of the Bills' defense and can come in and compete for a roster spot. I think it's fine. I think there's better players they could have taken for that role personally, but he was my very last corner evaluated. Ronnie Bell to the Niners. I could see it. He's a good athlete, good player with the ball in his hands. I feel like he's still kind of getting back to full speed after that significant injury. Ronnie Bell as a 7th round pick is totally fine with me. It's just like, some people originally thought him as like a 4th or a 5th round guy. I just couldn't really get behind that. But he's got NFL athleticism. I just always seem to leave a little bit to be desired as far as separation and ball skills. I don't know. I don't know if he has it necessarily. But he did battle back from a really bad injury. So maybe he's got a little bit more to unlock. Brandon, my dude, thanks, man.
Thanks, Brandon.
We love you. Wade says, why hasn't Cam Jones been drafted? I don't think it's crazy. Cam Jones is a good player. I had a fit to a 6th round grade on him. I don't have a great answer for why. Maybe it's a medical thing. I don't think he's like a guy that necessarily had to get drafted. He could be a player where it might be better for him to kind of feel out team need fits and find a spot that really makes sense for him schematically and a team that has a need. But he was my 11th linebacker. I liked him. I think he could be a starter someday. So I'm not going to totally dismiss the idea that he should be taken. Ooh, Gravarius Owens out of Houston. He's a really good athlete. He's a developmental guy, ton of athleticism, a lot to work on as far as reading and reacting to defenses, and especially when it comes to run defense. But I did have a draftable grade on him. A guy that moves really well in space. He looks the part. He's got this really wide frame, covers a lot of ground in his strides. He ran a 4.56, but moves better than that, which is reflected by his 6.93 3-cone. So he's a developmental guy. Bring him in on special teams, and one of these athletes that you hope to unlock. Danny, other than the questionable round 3, what did I think about the 49ers draft? Thanks for streaming till the end. You got it. We made it. Thanks to the NFL for picking up the pace a little bit. It might be done by 6 o'clock here, not 7. I guess it's 7 Eastern.
I thought that's what they meant.
Yeah. The Niners definitely made up some ground on day 3. Everything's starting to kind of blend together at this point, but I know they made a couple picks that I liked in like the 5th, 6th round. We'll again, we will have full draft grades on all these picks, every team, every pick, full draft grades, individual draft grades, you name it. Won't miss out on a single reaction to any of these draft picks. Christian, thanks for popping in at the end here. I'm sorry for the devastating news. It says, for the 11th consecutive year, I fear that I will go undrafted.
There's still a Mr. Irrelevant.
Yep, there's always Mr. Irrelevant. There's always next year, Christian. Okay, Jalen Graham to the Niners out of Purdue. I believe he's a really good athlete, if my memory serves me right. So, my 28th graded linebacker. So, they already took D winners. So, Jalen Graham actually didn't test all that well. He ran a 4.64 at the combine. Jumps, agility scores, really not that great testing at all. I'm just trying to recall watching this guy because I know I did. I feel like he played a lot of like safety for that defense. Yeah, okay, so reading is right up. He played a star linebacker corner role for Purdue. And he's really good in that running the alley is what you say with the scout terminology. Playing from that kind of weak side linebacker, strong safety, slot corner spot. Swing passes, outside zones. Can you sprint to the edge of the defense, run through reach blocks, run with urgency, run with strength. Plays fast in that area, played probably faster than his 40 time indicated. So I'm sure they see him as a developmental weak side linebacker prospect. Okay, the Packers take Grant DuBose out of Charlotte. I did want to see them take another wide receiver. I don't know if that's necessarily who I would have gone with. I didn't have a draftable grade on Grant DuBose, but he is a big-bodied guy. You know, he was really underwhelming at the Senior Bowl. My laptop just died, so that's where I had my draft grades up. But he was at the Senior Bowl. Low level of competition, but he didn't win as many contested catch balls on tape as he probably should have at his size. He's not a separator. Classic Green Bay Packers, oversized, slow wide receiver pick. I mean, I truly do hate it. I hate that this is the kind of receiver that they like, but ultimately it's fine. Alex Forsyth. I like Alex Forsyth to Denver. He's a scrappy center. He's not the most athletic guy, but honestly, I think I had a higher grade on Alex Forsyth than I did on Drew Scruggs. They're very similar players. He has that easy leverage, good hands inside. I think he's really good depth for Denver. Good pass protector. He's a sticky run blocker, but he doesn't have a whole lot of power off the snap. So as a backup at the end of the draft, I think it's a good pick for Denver. Might make the team and stick around as a good backup center for a while. Brendo. Oh, yeah. Emil Ekiyor did not get drafted. That is really surprising. I like Emil Ekiyor. He was a top 10 interior player for me out of Alabama. He's going to be a really good free agent pickup for somebody, assuming he doesn't go with these next two picks. Yeah, I had a 4th-round grade on Ekiyor, so absolutely I'm surprised he didn't get drafted. Maybe the Bears could take him right here. That'd be a really good pick. So I would love it. Mr. Irrelevant, there is a linebacker in this class who is, I kid you not, 5'7.5", 213 pounds. Incredible tape out of Troy. But he also ran a 4.93, I think. 4.94. So he's the slowest linebacker in the class, and he's like the tiniest linebacker ever. That would be your Mr. Irrelevant pick. Some dude, and of course it's out of Troy. But like, if he was good in the NFL, there would be so many documentaries, there'd be a movie about it. He is literally Rudy. That is you got to make him Mr. Irrelevant, Rams. You don't have to do it. I'm kidding. He's not a draftable prospect, but if you want to have a guy as a marketing play, that's your dude right there, Carlton Mitchell. I think I did it when we did the 7-round mock draft here, when we controlled the Texans. They originally had the Mr. Irrelevant pick, I think. I picked him there just for fun, but I wouldn't do that in reality. Where is Jordan Love ranked in my 32 starters? And where do I predict he'll end up? I mean, it's tough, right? Like, it's just gut feeling. We really don't know. I mean, he's in the 20s as far as right now, but I think he'll be in the top 20 by the end of the year. You guys know I'm a big Jordan Love believer. I think this draft set him up to have some playmakers around him. All right, Kendall Williamson out of Stanford. This guy, I think, tested off the charts, I believe. I didn't end up watching him, but I wanted to get to him. I just didn't have time because I saw his testing numbers earlier this week, and he's 6 foot, 200 pounds, ran a 4.44. He's out of Stanford, 38.5-inch vertical jump. So a really intriguing. This has definitely been a theme in this draft and in every draft. It's 7th round. You see a lot of fast, height, weight, speed, defensive back picks where you're gambling on the traits, you're gambling on your coaching, and something clicking at the next level. And the reason that is because you need special teamers. So guys that can run down the field and tackle make great special teamers. So it's because they have an easy spot on the roster while they develop as a 5th safety, a 6th corner. All right, Mr. Irrelevant time. We made it, you guys. Teddy. We made it.
Pick them up.
Come here, buddy. We did it. We made it to the end. Sorry, did you not like that? He's going to sleep like a baby. All right, bud. They're going to have a whole ceremony for this, I'm sure. I wonder if that came through on the mic.
Okay, well, who's your Mr. Irrelevant that's been drafted?
Oh, obviously the quarterback the Packers took.
What was his name?
Clifford. Sean Clifford.
Oh, Clifford.
Literally, Brian Gutekunst takes a 5th round pick and throws it in the garbage just because he wanted to piss me off, I think. It's like, oh, Marcus, you loved our first 2 rounds or our first 2 days of the draft. Watch this.
Well, you swear he gave you a dirty look at the.
Yeah,
Was that the
at the
Senior
Shrine
Bowl?
Bowl.
The
Shrine Bowl. I looked him right in the eyes. I think he was giving me a look. Ooh, Luis, yes. Yvonne Pace would be a fantastic pick for the Rams here if you wanted to actually make use of this pick. That'd be a fantastic selection. I'd go with another receiver, though. We saw how bad that receiver group was when they took Puka. But there's still some there are going to be some receivers to keep an eye on in free agency. Raheem Jarrett wasn't drafted. I don't know what that's all about. Mitchell Tinsley, Bryce Ford Wheaton.
She's the CEO of Irrelevant Week.
What?
What is that?
Yeah, Rams, take Raheem Jarrett. If you want to make use of this pick, That might be the best value you could get right there. Dejuan Johnson. Hey, it's not a bad pick. Really productive player at Toledo, I think. Let's wrap up the analysis here. I like it. I just can't remember if I have him at edge or defensive tackle because he played a little bit of both. Where are you? Yeah, I had a 6th round to a priority free agent grade. So right in line there. He's a tweener. He's 6'2", 285, but they have room for those guys in this system, right? They have that three-man front, so he can play 3-tech, designated pass rusher, but really, technically sound pass rusher, really productive. Ended up playing the run really well in his final last 2 years. Steady, consistent hand as a 4-eye. There's going to be room on that roster for him to make it and maybe be a good part of a rotation. So, good last pick there for the Rams. Thank you, everybody, for such an incredible weekend. The generous super chats, the great comments. Seriously, we are so happy, so lucky to have you guys. Thank you for spending time with us. We know you have a lot of options to consume the draft. This was a grind, 7-hour stream. We made it, all of us, together. And we will recoup and be back ASAP with all of these draft grades videos. So I don't need to tell you guys to subscribe, but keep an eye out for 8 videos yet to come, recapping every single pick. You all are amazing. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.